There has long been speculation that Hollywood was involved in something darker. According to some interpretations, emails from Epstein and his associates used code words, food items like beef jerky, pizza, ice cream, grapes, sushi, and white tuna. The context in which these words were used raised questions for some analysts.
Hi, I'm a victim for you about Jeffrey. Her name is, she's been within about a year, less than a year. So you can call her on, get an appointment to meet up with her. Yeah, she doesn't want you at the house, but she said that you can call her. Okay, bye.
There are suggestions that these coded conversations point to something deeper, though none of it is definitively proven. Some discussions even mention locations and names that add to the mystery, but again much of it remains speculation. Reports have also linked Epstein to research into genetic science and stem cells. Documents show he funded certain scientific inquiries, including genome sequencing and longevity research. While this is factual, the extreme claims about how this research was conducted remain unverified and highly controversial.
That's some sort of sign, but yes. So basically the activity that we were looking for, that anxious or that quick moving, that was going on the other side of the vehicle. Oh my gosh, he's completely alive.
What the?
Going back to Hollywood, some narratives claim certain celebrities were normalizing controversial anti-aging treatments. One example often referenced is a segment discussing skincare treatments involving microneedling and unusual ingredients.
Epstein files reveal Ellen DeGeneres as, and I'm quoting this directly from the posts, Hollywood's most prolific, that she consumed human flesh. Ellen DeGeneres is named in the Epstein documents, and that part is real. Her name appears in the broader index of over 300 high-profile individuals that show up across the investigative materials. Flight logs, communications, third-party interviews, peripheral records.
And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison? Yes? Yes? All right. Too large? What do you think?
There are also comparisons drawn between Epstein's properties and certain celebrity set designs, suggesting symbolic similarities. Others point to artwork, fashion, and recurring imagery as possible hidden signals, though these interpretations are largely speculative. Some discussions even connect public figures and artists through shared symbolism, suggesting deeper connections. Whether these are meaningful or coincidental is still debated. Court documents from Ghislaine Maxwell's case revealed claims about protected individuals and undisclosed agreements, raising further questions. Around the same time, Ellen ended her show and stepped away from the spotlight, which some critics found suspicious. Then there's the timing of deaths surrounding individuals connected to Ellen. Anne Heche and Stephen Twitch, Boss, both passed away within months of each other, leading some to question whether it was coincidence or something more. Reports detail the circumstances of these events, including investigations and personal struggles, but no confirmed link to broader conspiracies has been established.
They're not talking about real jerky here. We know that. It's code for something.
Right.
And when you go through some of the other emails that talk about how to refrigerate it, where to store it, how many pounds it is and things like that, your brain goes to some of that Peter Nygaard type world type things.
Absolutely. Now, I've seen these, and I have access to the the index emails as well. It's and I try to go through them when time allows. But yeah, I would guess, if I were a betting man, that they're not talking about actual beef jerky. Not known to be an island treat. I mean, people eat a lot of fish down on the islands, and I'm sure other stuff too. But I mean, to me, this is code for something more nefarious.
There are code words that suggest Jeffrey Epstein and his associates could maybe even be engaging in some sort of consumption. Is that human consumption? Are there code words? There's a lot of talk of beef jerky. There's a restaurant called the where the owner is listed in some of these documents. Now, that isn't a restaurant that is just proclaiming to serve human meat by any means, but some of this just, it seems that there's a lot of conspiracies that make you wonder. And I saw more emails about torture, and these coded conversations still have a very clear topic. That torture was big. It was a big driver for
Ellen's decision to leave the U.S. and move to the UK also fueled speculation, especially as discussions about releasing Epstein-related documents intensified. However, publicly stated reasons pointed to political and personal motivations.
Recently released emails from the Epstein files show Jeffrey Epstein was interested in genetic medicine. He paid a researcher at Massachusetts General Hospital for tests that could be used to help create stem cells. Investigators found a $2,000 invoice from 2014 for sequencing part of Epstein's genome. The doctor that he paid also provided an estimate for personalized longevity studies that would use gene editing. He told investigators Epstein was enrolled in the Personal Genome Project at Harvard University.
He was a billionaire freakazoid.
Yes.
And part of his deal, he's in prison in jail up in Canada, waiting, charges all over the globe. But his deal was that he would allegedly impregnate young women in the Bahamas, where he had a huge home, and then have them get aborted and harvest their stem cells of the fetuses to inject in himself as the fountain of youth. And we get into this in that documentary. And was Epstein involved in that sort of activity? I don't know.
That's where, and again, we just have to look at what we have and know what we don't yet.
Yeah.
But it's a question.
Yeah,
when you look at the
it's a
context
legitimate
of the jerky
question.
stuff.
Yeah, and when you look at what other billionaire guys have done.
Alex Jones explained exactly how all of it allegedly went down.
The child's half you're not going to get organ rejection. That's what Epstein was actually, one of his main businesses along with Peter Nygaard. Oh yeah, it's much worse than just, 14-year-old, 15-year-old girls. They want you to just stay in that area and never get down the rabbit hole. That's the entrance to the rabbit hole, is 14, 15-year-old girls. No, down in the rabbit hole. Down in the rabbit hole is women getting pregnant with the man's own body so it doesn't get genetically rejected. Central African women, because they have dominant genes and the stem cells are about 100 times better. Just a fact for health effects. And then the woman has an abortion at 8 months. They suck the baby dry of its bone marrow, its blood, and in multiple transfusions, put it into the rich old men and rich old women. And that's what Peter Nygaard, that's public, by the way, and not public, Epstein did, though it's leaked. He was into cloning. And
as more victim accounts and diary excerpts surfaced, they painted a deeply disturbing picture of abuse and manipulation tied to Epstein's network. These testimonies highlighted the suffering of victims and the complexity of the case.
Okay, explain what it is.
Well, it's this way in which one forces through microneedling. It's like a little roller with these, some of you, I think many of you know it, and it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean.
Descriptions from recovered writings detail coercion, grooming, and repeated abuse, emphasizing how victims were drawn in and trapped over time.
That Ellen DeGeneres' stage set is exactly the same as on Epstein Island, with all the couches, the same colour, the same soft furnishings, palm trees, window, everything to the T. And I'm like,
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey, aren't we getting some up now?
Getting some up now on our screen?
Yeah, there's palm trees. You're right.
But look at the backdrop behind her, striped building.
No, Emma, there's
palm
nothing
trees.
to see here.
So don't berate her.
I'm not berating, I'm just saying.
Further accounts describe the scale of Epstein's operations and the number of individuals involved, though not all claims have been legally verified. There are also ongoing rumors about hidden evidence and undisclosed names, including memoir excerpts that hint at powerful individuals. Still, many details remain unclear or unconfirmed. Investigations into Epstein's properties, including his New Mexico ranch, revealed extensive facilities and raised further questions about what may have taken place there.
I mean, if you know, you know. But first, let's go back to that video of Ellen DeGeneres. When the camera turns, you can see the inside of her house. Now, see that picture right there? Well, if you pause it and look it up, it says evil thoughts with revenge right next to it. Here's another picture of Ellen in her house, and this is the picture behind her. Now, the thing I'm curious about is the letters on top of the picture. These look oddly similar to the letters Marina Abramovich writes out when she does spirit cooking. Remember the beginning of the video? It's all connected, and that person that was in all red is Lady Gaga, and she went to Marina Abramovich many times for teaching. But let's continue. This is another picture of Ellen in her home. She's cutting her mother's hair, but what is...
Some of the most extreme claims suggest direct involvement of high-profile celebrities in crimes far beyond what has been proven. These allegations, while widely circulated online, lack verified evidence and often rely on anonymous sources or speculation. The narrative ends with a warning tone, suggesting that what has been uncovered may only be the surface, and questioning whether Ellen is truly involved or simply another figure caught in a web of conspiracy theories.
Canceled, and then 2 months later, Anne Hesh, Ellen's ex-girlfriend, was in a really bad car accident where she flew her Mini Cooper into someone's house and it caught fire. And what has never sat right with me is the cross comparison between the coroner's report and the actual aerial footage. The coroner's report says that she was unconscious until her death, after just from smoke inhalation and from being brain dead from the fumes in her brain. But if you look at the footage, she sits straight up, and that takes a conscious effort, I feel, but I'm not a scientist. I mean, I'm not a doctor. But the other thing is her other host, her co-host Twitch, died 4 months after that. And I just think that that's a suspicious amount of like close people around you dying in weird ways. But I don't know. Anyways, this is my driver. And I went to the Ellen show once and she gave me Magic Mike Live tickets.